This is for George Floyd, calling on all good cops around the world in the United States. It is time to stand up against the bad cops. 1980, I worked in the Santa Monica Police Department as a police cadet. I had the chance for 7 years to work side by side with fellow police officers. I know for a fact that the good cops, they know who the bad cops are. I know for a fact that those good chief of police do not tolerate bad cops. I know for a fact that the only way to resolve this problem is if the good cops stand up against the bad cops. These hateful men and women, their personalities have festered their whole lives. When they're in the academy, you start to see it. But this fellowship, you stay hush-hush. When you put on that uniform and you give that hate power, and the good cops, they stay hush-hush. No more. No other man of color, woman of color, from this day forward should ever die like that at the hands of a police officer. The only way we're going to defeat this problem is to stamp out the cancer before it grows. And where does it grow? In-house. Who knows? Your fellow officer. You good cops out there, you're our only hope. The public cannot know who are the good ones and the bad ones, but I know for a fact, brother to brother, cop to cop, male or female, they know. And it's time to put a stop to it all. I've been living in Italy for the past 30 years. I married an Italian. When I got there, I saw the situation of the Rodney King police beating, and I could not even speak. My sons grew up in Italy, never, ever experiencing police brutality of any level. When my son texted me, when he saw what happened to George Floyd, he asked me, "Mama, what's going on in that country?" And I responded to him, "Son, it's been going on since I was born, and it's just now we have cameras to record it." The European kids don't understand this. So which means there is a solution. You don't have to be this way. And for whatever reason, these hateful men and women putting on a uniform are protected by the good cops has got to come to an end today. All good cops out there, we need you. Humanity needs you to unite with your fellow brethren, police officer, your sergeants, your captains, your lieutenants, and the chief. Intervention on those who you know. Put them on notice and put an end to this. Because only where this hate grows in-house and it's protected needs to stop. Otherwise, we're going to see this again. And that's wrong. Because it's 2020 now. Humanity's got to evolve. There's no more excuse. There's no more excuse. No psychological, I don't know what. No. How that man died is a message that we all need to stand up and say, enough. And the only way we of society, humanity, can end this problem is that the good cops turn into bad ones. Had his partner standing there, seeing what he was doing, stopped him, that man will be alive. It is that simple. So if the good cops don't say anything and let that cancer on the street, then you're part of the problem too. So what are we going to do? So we need your help. Every mother who loses a child to police violence, that child could have been saved if the good one stood up and said, no, you will not choke that person out. No, I am not going to let you dishonor the badge. No, I'm going to report you. No, I'm going to arrest you, bad cop, because you're stepping out of line. You see, I was there for 8 years, from 1980 to 1987, 7 years. So I know. I served under a chief who would not and did not tolerate dirty cops at all. And I commend to him, God rest in peace. So it is possible to resolve this problem once and for all when you take the cancer out of the police department, period. And this is not a political move, because the politicians, we don't even want to go that route. We got to go the route of your partner in the car, and you know he's talking, she's talking, you know it. You, the cop, the good one, said no and stop it. It is that simple. Bad things happen when good people do nothing. Good cops, we need you now more than ever. This corona situation has ripped a hole in society and humanity, has ripped a hole so deep. And now this? How are we going to get over this? When good unites and said we've had enough. Please, anybody out there watching this, if you have anybody who works in law enforcement, brother, sister, mother, aunt, uncle, cousin, you yourself, you've got to wake up tomorrow and say, you know what? Shame on me if I let my partner do something I know is wrong. Shame on me. But if you stand up with your honor and your courage and your love for humanity to defend the good, your strength will overpower that evil and put a stop to it. May God bless every family, every victim who has died like George Floyd. And may the good cops stand up and stop it so it doesn't happen anymore.